Hey guys, Mike here. So today we're going to talk about SOFI stock and Palantir stock news and why both could be setting up for a good move, especially Palantir. I'll go over that and why, and also what Ark Invest had to say a few days ago about them, and they made some really good points going into 2022, which is going to be a big year. And SOFI today, I'm going to concentrate on the bank charter and why there is a good chance this is going to happen in the next probably 30 to 60 days, if not sooner. And I'll show you some breadcrumbs I found on that, and then we'll kind of talk about that and how big of an impact it can have on the companies. I think that's what a lot of people are holding out for, as you can see with the week when everything was just selling off. And actually both these stocks, surprisingly, I thought they were going to keep going lower, but because they had those key support levels that they respect, they were able to kind of maintain that area. When you saw other growth stocks going down double digits this week, it was just a rough week in the market. So let's go ahead and we'll get into it. Go ahead and hit the like, subscribe button if you get anything out of this. I really appreciate that. And let's go ahead and get into our Sunday update, okay? And starting off with SOFI's hourly stock chart here, you can see obviously that support level around $14 is huge for this company. And you can see it breached it a couple times, but it kept coming back above. Actually bounced off of it, went up just a little bit, almost $15.25 during the middle of the week, and then we had the sell-offs happen again, and so you see it breached it again, and it went below around $13.27, I think was the low right there, but then it came right back up. And so, it really respects that support level. As you can see, if we pan out here, I mean, it's absolutely respect the support level all the way back to January this year. And speaking of the bank chart, I ran across this last week right here. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday. And it says SOFI just received a charter number from the OCC. And you can see right here, this is their application, charter license number 25262. Obviously, Golden Pacific Bank is the bank they actually acquired right here. And so these are the affected institutions. And there was also another list they were on. It was like a preliminary list you're on waiting for this number. And then they disappeared off that. I believe it was last week or the week before last. And so, you look at those two things, you think, okay, is this that next step the CEO was talking about on December 8th, okay? And so, the reason why this is a big deal is because you see with LendingTree, they got theirs on December 30th, as you can see right here. And then you just scroll down, it gives you the control numbers, and it says the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, which is the OCC, hereby approves your application. And you see what wonders it's done for LendingTree's not only bottom line, but their stock price. And here's an illustrated impact of the bank chart I found for you guys. And so you can see the numbers of what I'm talking about and why the CEO calls this a game changer. You can see their EBITDA projections right here at the bottom in the dark color, and then the lighter color is what the bank charter could absolutely bring to this as well. And you can see going through the years here, 2022, you're looking at an extra $193 million right there in 2022. And then you go out to 2025 and you're looking at an extra $300 million, which would bring them to almost $1.5 billion in adjusted EBITDA. And so that is huge for this company. And understand, if they get this bank charter, I want to show you this right here. I found this. This is new U.S. bank charters issued. This is from FDIC, the source. And you can see to the left here, from 2000 to 2008, look how many bank charters were issued, right? You see the major drop off, and then look at 2011, 12, 0, 1, 2013, 0, 2014. Just scroll over. I mean, look at how few are actually been issued through 2019. And that's what I've been saying. Of course, the CEO has been saying it too, that it's not easy to get a bank charter, okay? And so if you can get one, it will do wonders for your business. Just ask anybody who owns a Lending Club stock. They've loved that since the bank charter. The stock price has just taken off for them because it will bring in more money going down to the bottom line. It would allow SOFI to be profitable faster. And so that's a big thing, especially going into this year of 2022, where we're going to have interest rates being raised up, which is a double-edged sword for SOFI, because yes, they'll be able to charge more for their lending products, which they make a killing on already, right? But also the fact is, for them to actually continue to keep growth rates up, they have to continue to borrow money, especially if they have a bank charter, right? So they can't loan out those deposits they're getting, okay? And so that's the problem with the bank charter. They're able to have those deposits, but to lend the deposits out, okay? Instead of having to go borrow the money from other banks. And so It'll be enormous. It has to happen. If it does not happen, watch out down below. I'm just being honest about that. There's no two ways about it. When the CEO says it's a game changer, those are not my words, those are his, okay? He knows how crucial this is for their growth, okay? He's done a fantastic job. I love the CEO of SOFI. You know, and I know people say it's just a bank. I get that. But, you know, this one right here, they've done a great job of, you know, being able to bring people in, get them to buy multiple products on the flywheel is what they call it. I've showed it multiple times. And so, and to grow as fast as they've done, he's done a wonderful job with this neo bank, as they call it. And so we'll see how that works out and continues. But I wanted to, at least, you know, I found that stuff. And the other thing is, you know, they're also not just in the United States, obviously, they're rolling out in Singapore. As you can see right here, I mean, these are the registrations that rolled out in September. Now they're rolling out videos on YouTube. Came out this week, actually, of them being in Singapore and launching investment products and things of that nature and brokers. And so, you know, they'll be in a different country. It's a smaller country, but again, nevertheless, there's still more customers, more growth, and so it's something to look forward to and to see where they go from there as well. And so moving on to Palantir and looking at the chart here, you can see this is another one. Look at that trend line at $18, man. You know, they broke through it a couple times, got down around, I think it was like 1770 or somewhere there. It was the lowest I think I saw it during the week. But again, it just kept bouncing back, and it actually just consolidated from 18 to $19 throughout this rough week. And you see on the hourly, you get a better view of this, how it breached that support line a few times, but you know, it is a great support for it. You can see it just consolidated and bounce back up. And so, you know, the other day when a lot of stocks were selling off, it actually popped back up to around 19, which is kind of surprising, but it did. And so another thing to look at on this stock is we add the RSI in right here on the daily. You can see when it gets oversold, you usually get ready for a move, right? You start to see this right here on the last few times it's been down here. And then look how, you know, oversold it's been. It's been down that line, just sitting there waiting for a bounce. And we're going to see if we get this Christmas rally that should hit a bunch of different stocks, then you should see Palantir start to move up. And of course, one reason they did bounce a little bit was they got good news. You know, they got the U.S. Army to opt in for the second option on one of the contracts they have, and it's valued around $116 million. So that's good. The total contract's worth $458 million. I reported on this one last year, December. And so, you know, they have a very high rate of these military contracts going through from beginning to end of the contract. And then something else they're doing, which I think is huge. You can see this push into the European Union and what they're doing. I announced the stuff about France last week, but you know, they said on Friday it plans to shift its entire UK data processing out of the United States at a time when data privacy regulations are tightening across the globe. While Palantir already hosts all UK customer data within the country, handling of the metadata is currently done in the US. The company handles sensitive data for its clients in the UK, including the National Health Services sector. And so they plan on having this done by 2022, enabling customers in the UK and also in the European Union being less susceptible to potential data leaks or hacks. And understand they've already been very upfront and honest about how this is going to cost them millions of dollars to actually do this. But for them, it's an investment in the future, right? To continue to grow and, you know, gain even more trust within the European countries to allow them to operate. And so that is big. They've operated in those countries for a while. They've really helped them out in many different areas. Some of them will never even know what it is because it had to do with terrorism and secret stuff like that. But, you know, they're another company looking at 2022 with these 3 interest rate hikes, because they are a growth company and stuff like that, that, you know, they should continue to grow, but it's just going to be tougher because if they have to take out debt, it's going to be more expensive. The plus is they have a lot of cash, about $2.5 billion on the books. You know, don't forget they do have $50 million in gold, by the way. So what is gold supposed to do during high inflation times, which we are definitely in and going to continue to be in? The prices are supposed to go up. We shall see on that. And so, you know, this is something to look forward with Palantir. But the other thing, you know, to continue to be able to grow their government revenue and their commercial revenue at these kind of rates of 34% on the government side and, you know, 37% on the commercial side. And then here's the growth rate, year-over-year growth rate for 2021 supposed to be almost 40%. 2022 next year is 30%. 2023 is another 30%. You see, by 2023 they should be bringing in about $2.5 billion according to all these different analysts you see on the right there. And of course, this will help them with their free cash flow, which is improved. As you can see, year-to-date adjusted free cash flow was $320 million, an improvement of $605 million year over year. And you can see going from negative to positive, and then increase their full-year adjusted free cash flow guidance to $400 million plus, up from $300 million plus. And Ark Invest also held their monthly updates on the stocks they hold, what they think about the market last week. And there was a part in there about Palantir. It's about a minute and a half long, and they make some really good points, and I agree. And this is why you're gonna see, and why you've been seeing them grow the commercial side, is because of this decision companies are having to make. And Ark, this is all the research, is what they brought to the table, so you can listen to them. And let me know what you think down in the comments about it. I think it will continue to grow, but I will leave you with this. If you want to listen to it, I would definitely strongly suggest you do, because they do. Their analysts at Ark bring up some very good points about what's going to help Palantir over the next 5 to 10 years for sure.
And so, when companies think about this sort of database operating system for their organization, they have a couple of decisions to make. The first decision is, do they want to build that in-house, or do they want to license a third-party solution? And we're starting to increasingly see companies lean towards licensing a third-party solution. Instead of spending years and millions of dollars on their own engineers to actually build something in-house, they can instead buy a solution like Palantir off the shelf. And so we're starting to see the trend shift towards licensing an existing solution versus building their own. And when we look at Palantir, we're excited about the future opportunity for a couple different reasons. Number one is they've proven their ability to manage data in secure environments. They came out of the government, they were handling sensitive, often classified data. And so when they go into a large enterprise, that enterprise inherently trusts their ability to manage and secure data. Second is the advancements they're making with AI and machine learning, and the ability to actually manage and deploy machine learning models at the edge. So it's very difficult to build and deploy and maintain machine learning models in any environment. And it's even more difficult if you're trying to do that on an edge device. So if you're trying to take a machine learning algorithm and put it on a device in a factory, that's an order of magnitude more complicated than just putting it behind a software solution that's a consumer app. And Palantir with Apollo has started to solve that problem. And again, this is something that came out of their work with the government. We're starting to see that come over into the commercial sector. So broadly, we believe that more organizations are going to depend on data to make decisions and to run their operations. And we think that companies are going to lean towards licensing third-party platforms to do that versus building homegrown solutions. And if those two things are true, in our view, Palantir is well positioned to help companies through that transition.
Hit that link down there in the bottom, sign up for a BlockFi account to earn 9% on your Stablecoins, 9.5% on your Tether, and 4 to 5% on your other cryptocurrency, as well as earn the 1.5% back on Bitcoin for every purchase you make on that credit card, guys. I will see you later.